A war veteran married his nurse. 9 months later, a shocking truth. The hospital room was quiet, bathed in the soft glow of the late afternoon sun filtering through the blinds. Jack, a tall, broad-shouldered man in his early 30s, sat in a wheelchair, his military uniform neatly folded on the nearby chair. His eyes, still carrying the weight of battles fought, softened as they landed on Emily. Emily, a compassionate and strong-willed nurse in her late 20s, adjusted the blanket on Jack's legs with gentle care. Her smile, warm and reassuring, had been his anchor through the darkest days of recovery. To everyone around them, they were the perfect pair, soldier and caregiver, united by courage and love. Jack was a decorated war veteran, known for his resilience and quiet strength. Emily had been assigned to his recovery after a severe injury overseas left him battling not just physical scars, but memories he couldn't shake. Their connection was immediate but complicated, forged in hospital halls where every day was a fight to heal, every moment a test of hope. Their story didn't follow the usual path. Jack's fellow soldiers questioned how he could find love in such a place. Emily's colleagues whispered about the risks of falling for a patient. Was it professional? Was it real? But Jack never saw her as just a nurse, and Emily never treated him as just another case. 9 months after their wedding, just when everyone thought their story had reached its happy ending, a secret emerged. A truth so unexpected, it left both Jack and Emily stunned. Their lives forever changed. This is the story of love, sacrifice, and the surprising twists that test even the strongest bonds. The early morning light seeped softly through the sheer curtains of the modest suburban home where Jack and Emily now lived. The quiet hum of a distant lawnmower blended with birdsong outside, creating a fragile calm that seemed to hold the weight of everything they'd endured. Jack sat near the window in his wheelchair, his hands resting on the arms, fingers occasionally twitching with lingering nerve pain, a silent reminder of the war he could never quite leave behind. His eyes, still sharp but shadowed with unspoken memories, followed the dance of dust motes in the sunlight. Emily moved through the room with a purposeful grace, her nurse's training evident in the way she adjusted the pillows behind Jack's back, careful not to jostle him too much. Her face was calm, but behind her soft smile was a tension she hid well, the pressure of a secret she had carried alone for months. The walls around them were adorned with framed photographs, Jack in uniform, Emily laughing with friends, and a few from their wedding day. Simple moments frozen in time, symbolizing hope and new beginnings. But beneath the surface of this peaceful morning was a fragile undercurrent of anticipation. Jack glanced over, catching Emily's eye. There was a flicker of something unspoken in her gaze, a mix of hesitation and resolve. The air between them was thick with the weight of what was about to unfold, a moment suspended between love and the unexpected truth that had quietly grown over the past 9 months. Months earlier, the sterile smell of the military hospital was a stark contrast to the quiet morning now. Jack, fresh from his deployment overseas, had been wheeled into the intensive care unit after a roadside explosion changed his life forever. His body bore the scars of war, but it was the uncertainty of what lay ahead that weighed heaviest on his mind. Emily was one of the nurses assigned to his care, a compassionate yet determined woman who had always dreamed of making a difference in people's lives. She was drawn to Jack's quiet strength from the very first moment they met. Despite his pain and frustration, there was something in his eyes that told her he wasn't ready to give up. Their initial conversations were brief, Emily offering a reassuring smile or a steady hand during the toughest moments, and Jack, guarded, yet grateful for her presence. But as days turned into weeks, those moments grew longer. Emily became not only his nurse but his confidant, helping him face the emotional battles that were as fierce as the physical ones. Recovery was never easy. There were setbacks that tested Jack's resolve and moments when hope seemed just out of reach. The hospital corridors echoed with whispered doubts. Would he ever walk again? Would he find a life beyond his injuries? Through it all, Emily stood. By him, her unwavering support a lifeline. Outside the hospital, rumors and judgments buzzed quietly. Friends and family struggled to understand the connection forming between a wounded veteran and the nurse who cared for him. Some whispered it was professional dedication. Others suspected something deeper, but impossible. Jack himself wrestled with doubts. Could he deserve happiness after all he'd been through? Could Emily see him for who he was, beyond the wheelchair and the scars? As Jack's physical wounds began to heal, a new kind of battle quietly took shape. One fought not on the battlefield but within the fragile walls of their hearts. The deep connection between Jack and Emily grew, yet beneath their smiles and shared moments, doubts gnawed at them both. Jack struggled with the weight of his trauma. The nights were hardest, haunted by memories of war, the loud cracks of gunfire still ringing in his ears. He feared that his scars, both seen and unseen, made him less than whole. Would Emily see past the pain? Would she be able to love the eye-eyed man he was now, not the soldier he used to be? Emily, too, faced her own fears. Caring for Jack had become more than a job, but she wondered if her feelings were reciprocated. Was Jack truly ready for a relationship? Or was she just a caretaker, a placeholder until he could move on? She kept these questions locked inside, worried that speaking them aloud would shatter the fragile bond they'd built. Outside pressures crept in, too. Friends whispered doubts about their unlikely pairing. He's damaged. She's too kind-hearted. Well-meaning family members voiced concerns about the future. Could they handle the challenges that came with Jack's injuries? These voices, though never malicious, planted seeds of uncertainty. Even practical challenges tested them. The adjustment to a life marked by medical appointments, therapy sessions, and emotional upheaval weighed heavily. Moments meant to be joyful sometimes turned tense, Jack's frustration clashing with Emily's desire to help, both unsure how to navigate this new terrain. Through all this, neither wanted to be the source of pain for the other. There was no villain in their story, only two hearts wrestling with fear and hope. They held on to each other, trying to trust that love could heal what war and circumstance had broken, even as the future remained uncertain and fragile. One quiet evening, the weight of their unspoken fears finally broke through the fragile walls Jack and Emily had built around their hearts. Sitting together on the worn sofa in their small apartment, the dim glow of the bedside lamp casting long shadows, Jack's hands trembled as he reached for Emily's. "I need to tell you something," he whispered, voice raw with emotion. "Not just about the war, but what it's left inside me." His eyes, usually steady and strong, now glistened with vulnerability. "There are nights I wake up, gasping, trapped in memories I can't escape. Sometimes I don't know if I'm still the man you married or someone broken." Emily's breath caught, but she didn't pull away. Instead, she squeezed his hand tighter, her own eyes shining with tears. "Jack, I see all of you, the scared parts, the strong parts, every piece. And I love you because of it, not in spite of it." Jack's shoulders shook as he exhaled, relief flooding his voice. "I've been afraid that my pain would push you away, that I'd be too much." The words hung heavy between them, a confession years in the making. Emily reached up, brushing a tear from his cheek. "You're not too much, you're everything. And I'm here. We're in this together." In that moment, all the tension, the doubt, and the fear dissolved into a raw, unguarded connection. They saw each other not just as partners, but as souls willing to face the darkness side by side. It was the moment their love moved from fragile hope to unshakable truth, a bond forged not despite their struggles, but because of them. Jack looked deeply into Emily's eyes, a softness spreading across his face that hadn't been there for a long time. "Emily," he said quietly, "I don't want you to ever doubt that I'm here, all of me, no matter what. The good days, the bad days, the scars inside and out. I love you exactly as you are, and I'm not going anywhere." Emily smiled, a warmth blossoming in her chest as she reached up to rest her hand over his heart. "Jack, you don't have to say it, I've always known. Love like this doesn't wait for perfect moments or flawless days. It's messy and real, and it's us." She took a deep breath and continued, "You don't have to fix me. I don't have to fix you. We're not saving each other. We're choosing each other. Every single day." Jack nodded, feeling a steady courage rise within him. "That's the kind of love I want to live by. No conditions, no walls, just us, growing stronger together." They leaned into each other, the weight of past pain lifting as they embraced a future built on acceptance and unwavering support. It was more than a promise. It was a quiet, powerful declaration that no matter what life threw their way, their love would stand firm, unshaken, and unconditional. Months later, Jack and Emily stood hand in front of a crowd gathered at the community center, a room filled with familiar faces, neighbors, friends, and strangers who had followed their journey. The atmosphere was alive with anticipation, a mix of curiosity and respect hanging in the air. Emily stepped forward, her scarred arms no longer something she hid, but a symbol of survival and strength. She spoke with steady confidence, her voice clear and unwavering. For years, I thought my scars made me less worthy, less beautiful, less deserving of love. But standing here with Jack, I've learned that our wounds don't define us. They show what we've overcome. Jack added, his gaze proud and unwavering. Emily's bravery inspired me every day. Together we faced the hard moments, the doubts, and the fears. And today, we're here not just to share our story, but to show that real love is about acceptance, resilience, and choosing each other despite everything. The crowd erupted into applause, some wiping tears from their eyes. The event wasn't just a celebration of their relationship, it was a powerful declaration to everyone watching that vulnerability can be met with strength, and scars, both visible and hidden, can be sources of pride rather than shame. As they looked around the room, Emily squeezed Jack's hand, a silent thank you passing between them. They had transformed pain into power and uncertainty into hope. Their journey, once private and fragile, had become a beacon of courage and love for many. The night closed with laughter, shared stories, and an unspoken promise that no matter what came next, they would face it together, empowered and unafraid, standing tall in a love that refused to be defined by fear or judgment. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to smash that thumbs up and hit subscribe for more unforgettable, emotional, and viral true stories. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell us, where in the world are you watching from?